Oh yeah, hang on just a sec. Turn on reactions. Well, you know what? Fine. This is a well, I don't know. I upgraded my operating system today, and now it's actually offering to it's suggesting that I should turn on reactions. When I remember, like a couple of classes ago, we were trying to see why, I wasn't getting balloons, and then Enzo or someone said you got to turn on the reactions. And then I think I must have wasted like 5 minutes trying to find out where that thing is in inside of settings, and then I gave up. But now I'm getting a recommendation, but from the operating system, so must be the new OS updates for sure. Okay, great, great. I'm glad to see you all. Glad to see you all. All right, so let's give the rest of the people a few minutes to join us, and then we can start. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions at all, okay? Any questions at all, go ahead and ask, okay? Any questions, you can just, about the class. Yeah, informal discussion's fine. 5 minutes, okay? So it's like 6:01 now, maybe until 6:05. We don't really have to do anything, but you can keep the, conversation going about anything really. And if I can help, all the better. If not, I will just, quietly watch while you guys talk. Yeah. Hey, Mir, you got to where are you? Yeah, okay. Oh, you got another I saw a message with Mir trying to connect to audio or something. Okay, you're gonna code today, right? Mir? Okay, fantastic, fantastic. All right, Mohammed, you got to switch on your camera. Okay. Well, I guess he'll switch on at some point. Okay. Okay, cool, cool. That's great. Okay, all right. It looks like that's the usual lot anyway. Unless someone new turns up, I don't know. Maybe where Asmita might show up. I don't see her, especially since she had some questions in the forum and all. Who else? Enzo's here. Yeah, all the regulars seem to be here. Okay. Andrew, yeah. Andre is not here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, it's all recorded anyway, so I'll get a chance to watch it if there's, at the very least, I should be able to pass it through some AI to figure out, tell me who was present in class. Okay. And then it can spit it out for me. Okay. There you go. Asmita, we were just saying that you were not yet in class. Okay. Great. Sophia and Asmita, welcome. Asmita, switch on your cameras. Right. Today, Mir is going to pick up the screen. And the idea I had, okay, and I also had a name, but you guys should feel free to change it if you want, especially in your own implementations. So the name I thought up, which probably took more time than the actual game, right? Is Unfumble. Okay, so I don't know what the first one, Starfight or something, and then this previous one was Meaning. Right, so we'll call this Unfumble. Okay, I think maybe this is probably not the first time we're implementing this game, but I think I got more of a plan this time. Okay, based on experiences from the two games that we developed in the previous two classes. Okay, which nice versions have been evolved, have evolved in the forums. I don't know if you guys had a chance, but there's actually a couple of you guys have posted online GDB links that I am yet to try out. I've just read through the things, but I haven't actually run the code, because I'm mindful. The first time I actually tried Byron's code, I said, well, you know what, I'm just going to look at the code, and then I was hooked onto this. So there is something that a little hook in there that seems to attract our idle time. I was saying, if you're not going to be doing anything, you might as well be playing with numbers. Okay, and then like a Sudoku, it just basically just grabs you, I think. So that's kind of cool. So I would really like to see more of these attempts to do something really cool with the minimal amount of resources. And that by that we mean today's world of VR and AR and 3D objects you can create live. You are basically just constrained to have an ASCII dumb terminal, okay, and with basic ANSI controls that go back almost like a half a century. And you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to see what I can do creatively with just this. Okay, so if you can be really creative with this, you can be creative with a lot. And I think that is usually the problem, even with programmers, even with fresh hires, newbies, and everyone. Okay, they want to create a big impact all from the word go. There many times they're just charged with energy and say, well, I'm going to change the world, and go on, bam, bam, like that. But really, in my experience, the more successful ones are the ones who say, well, you know what, I'm not going to conquer the world tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, I just want to get to know this part. Okay, and they give it their all. Okay, but at the end of the day, they know that part so well that they can say, well, you know what, now I can learn two of those at the same time. And slowly they expand as much as they're able to, without being burned out at any point. Okay, and that is the risk with burning all your fuel to get to Mars. You might run out of fuel sooner. Whereas if you calculated some, optimal algorithm that says, well, like the MacBook charger, and say, well, you know what, 70% in 2 hours or something like that. Okay, then I think the integral into the curve is bigger in a sense. I don't know. Enough waffling. So I'm glad to see you all today. Today, the game that I roughly have in mind is we're going to call it Unfumble for now. Okay. And here's the thing, okay? We are going to read in a list of words from a file, okay? Which is going to be present in the directory from which the game is invoked for now. All right, you can change the path and all these things in your own custom versions, but for now, the program that you create, and I think this whole thing will be less than like 50 or 60 lines of code. This is really cool, and it's going to be a game, okay? And plus, we'll use the ANSI codes to do the positioning and colors and everything, right? Okay, so it's going to read in the 10,000 most common English words. Okay, so we don't, we leave out all the obscure words that few people know. So we'll just pick the 10,000 most common English words. And I found a list, okay? So if you don't find one, I will share the link, and then you can pick it up from there. And the idea is to create a file called words.txt, which basically has one word per line. Okay, now here's the fun part. In our program, it's going to do a few things. First of all, it's going to open this words.txt file and read all the words into different vectors. Okay, so last week we played around with one vector. Okay, so this time we're going to play around with multiple vectors. One vector that stores all one-letter words, one vector that stores all two-letter words. Okay, so as and when you read each word, you're going to place it in the right vector. So at the end of the exercise, we know how many one-letter words you read in, how many two-letter words you read in, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Okay, and then we're just going to print, some statistics saying, well, you know what, I read this much from words.txt or some file. Okay, just diagnostic. And then the game begins. I think in the game, what we're going to do is pick one of the, for each level, you pick the length of the word. Okay, maybe we start with level 1 at three-letter words. Okay, so you pick a three-letter word, because that means you pick the vector of three-letter words, so you don't get other lengths. You pick a random three-letter word, okay, and you're going to jumble it. Okay, so you're going to and we'll use this very simple algorithm. This is your first exposure to a nice little algorithm which does something useful. Okay, so it's like shuffling a pack of cards, and it is an algorithm, because I know that some very early programmers, for example, okay, those who haven't studied computer science, when asked to shuffle something, given an array and asked to shuffle it, they would actually come up with an algorithm that is quadratic, meaning it is the time it takes is proportional to the square of the number of elements you're asking them to shuffle. Okay, and obviously you can shuffle it in quadratic moves, but actually it is possible to shuffle it in linear time. Okay, not quadratic. And these are terms that you will encounter in 2B and 2C and so on and beyond. Okay, what that means is that they came up with a very low efficiency, right? Low efficiency bad algorithm to shuffle something and achieve some result, then saying, well, I'm going to just be very efficient and just go from here to there, along a straight line as the crow flies or something like that. Okay, and say this way you'd waste the least amount of energy. It all goes all the way, I guess, even in manufacturing, right? So many times, the company that takes over is the one that figured out how to do it more efficiently and say, well, you know what, all the money they spent in just burning coal into thin air and not getting anything out of it, we actually get something out of it now, because now that's our profit and we can start growing. Okay. So this thing to actually make sure that what you do is the most efficient possible under all circumstances, that really is the heart of computer science. Okay, basically to give you a taste of CS2B. Okay, in case you want to do my CS2B next quarter, that is my very last offering of CS2B2, right? This quarter is my last offering of CS2C. Well, yeah, it's like 5 or 6 students. And just a bunch of them are very active and nice, but a lot of students just dropped out, and so that's a bummer. But that's okay. That's the last time I'm teaching this, so it's fun to have these committed students. But 2B next quarter, you guys should absolutely go on and do 2B. And if you're happy with it, you can just continue on to do your 2C, or the red quests anyway. I'm not going to be doing 2C, but you can do the red quest. I'll leave the questing system on as long as there's interest in it and people are using it. It's not a big deal for me. Okay. So I don't have to be at Foothill or teaching or anything for that too. But you got to do it soon. So next quarter, I would recommend that all of you please do enroll in my 2B, and that will be the last quarter. I'll be, you can do Lane Johnson's one after that too. It'll still be an offer. 2A, 2B, and 2C, I think I think it's a permanent fixture at Foothill, all of the community colleges, because I think the C++ track, I don't think will go out of style, because it's not C++. For other languages, people teach the language, okay? But in C++, it's, or assembler or machine language and so on, we can teach just the language, okay? That is teaching a language. But in C++, we are always driving towards computer science, the heart of computer science, machine cycles, how to do things in as few cycles as possible, as few resources as possible, okay? Because anyone can build a home, right? You just throw some rocks together and crawl inside when it's stormy, all right? You got shelter and protection from wild animals, right? But an engineer, a person with, they can build the most efficient home with the least amount of resources, the least amount of effort to get everything in shape, yeah? So that is where the engineering and the science comes in. So computer science, as opposed to homegrown programming, is different, because homegrown programming is, putting stuff together and showing it works, okay? But that's not computer science. Computer science is, it works, but there is no better way to do it than the one that I've done. Yeah, if there is, then you'll be pleasantly surprised, okay? So it's not going to be bad news for you. And so those are the really cool things you can strive for in any field, really. Any field, really, I think, okay? But every quarter, the reason I recommend math or computer science or things like that in computer science, I think, in many ways, is because it is the cheapest, okay? You don't need any equipment. You don't need lab stuff. You don't need to rockets, or you don't need to fire off, no expense other than an internet connection and a machine that, does logic for you. Yes, it's the cheapest. And you can just come up with more and more creative stuff and just keep on amazing yourself and everybody. So this is why I think that, it's always going to be in vogue, C++ and computer science, essentially, through C++. I think it'll be hard for you to find a C++ course that doesn't get into the heart of computer science. Because here we are actually talking about the efficiency of every single bit, right? It's two's complement versus unsigned and signed and all these things. Those are, ways of efficiency in action, in thought. So those are things that we're going to look at. Okay. All right. So anyway, enough of waffling, as I said. Hey, Mir, whenever you're ready, you should just go to an, what is it? Incognito window. Yeah, Chrome or something. Is it a Mac or is that a Mac or a PC?
It's a PC, Professor.
A PC, okay. All right. So just go to yeah, go to Explorer, Internet Explorer or Edge or something like that. Okay, you must have Chrome. I don't know.
I have Vivaldi.
Yeah, all right. Just go to a browser. Just go to a browser, and then open an incognito tab.
Yeah, it's an incognito.
You gotta share that, and then Zach, you gotta switch on your camera, okay? Yeah. All right, now let me make sure, I think in the last video, you guys didn't show at all in the video. It's only just the speaker or mirror, or there's a typer.
Can you hear me?
One sec, okay? Side by side multi-speaker. Is that what I should pick? No, side by side gallery. Okay. All right. I think I can get a bunch of you. But I hope it shows like this in the recording. I don't know. All right. Here's what we'll do. Delete everything. All right. Delete everything. We're going to start all the way from the beginning today. Yeah. And then we'll just, put in comments. We'll say what this game is going to do. Oh, yeah, yeah. And
We're
also,
making
we want
different
to
game?
put scoring function. Okay. We'll use Desmos for that. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So I say class code for what is today's date? Yeah, class code for February 4th. Yeah. Yeah. 442. Yeah. All right. February 4, yeah, 2025. We want to write a game called Unfumble on the next line. Yeah, on the next line. Yeah, on the next line. Say, we will write a game. We will write a game called Unfumble. Okay, Unfumble. Okay, all right. Unfumble. No, not fumbled. Unfumble. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. On the next line, you can say, when invoked, it'll read a bunch of on the next line, you can say, within quotes, you can say, 1-letter, comma, 2-letter, comma, 3-letter, dot, 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 up to, I think, I don't know, 7-letter. Okay, 7-letter words. There's 7 levels in the game. No, actually, we started 3, so it'll be 4 levels in the game. Okay. Right. Yeah, no, 1 hyphen. No, not backspace. Backspace. Hyphen is dash. Sorry. Yeah. 1 hyphen letter. Right. I don't think you need quotes. Okay. One. Yeah. A bunch of 1-letter, comma. Yeah. That's much better. Okay. Great. Thank you so much. Right. Comma, 2-letter, comma, dot, dot, dot. You can say dot, dot, dot. And then up to, I think let's go to up to 8-letter, comma, right? 8 letters. 8-letter space, 8-letter space words, 8-letter space words into vectors of words. Okay. When invoked, it will read a bunch into vectors of words. Okay. All right. Next line. It will pick a random word with a length determined by level. Okay. Determined by game level. We'll just say level. Length determined by level. Jumble it. Okay, next line. Okay, jumble it. Okay, and present it to the user with the prompt. PROMPT, right? Yeah, P is silent. Except the second C, P is silent, not the first P, right? Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? It just occurred to me that both either the first P or the second P can be silent, and it's a valid word either way. And it's kind of cool. Okay, because rompt is also a word, isn't it? Okay, jumble it and present it to the user with the prompt. Okay, with the prompt colon, right? No, colon, not semicolon, colon. Okay. On the next line, you can say, comment, and then indent a bit more than usual, one more maybe. Okay, and I think the prompt should say, unjumble the above words. Unjumble the above words. Well, okay. And then you're going to say the longer you take, and within parentheses, you're going to say The sooner you do, the more points you get. Okay, the sooner you do, the more points you get. Okay, all right. Now on the next line, let's say we'll assume that a user can get it in, I don't know, let's say 10. But we're going to use an expression. Okay, so let's say score equals, no, let's say the score is determined by the amount of time the user took to, the score is determined by the score, SCORE. Then thank you so much for, being so patient here, Mir. Okay. Okay. All right. The score is determined by the amount of time the user took to unjumble, if they are right. Okay. All right. So now we need a comment on above that. Okay. One line above that. You know what? Really, I think, it looks like we're spending a lot of time in the comments, but the actual coding doesn't take time at all, because once you got the comment down, we know exactly what to do. And then, bam, 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 the coding will be done in no time. So it's good that if you have any questions now, you should, anything unclear about how the game goes, this might be a good time to chime in. Okay. All right. The score is determined by the amount of time the user took to unjumble the word. If it's right, okay. Oh yeah, on the previous line, if the unjumbled, if the answer is not correct, the score is 0. Okay. Otherwise, okay, comma, yeah, comma. Otherwise, colon. And the score is determined by the amount of time the user took to unjumble the word. If it's right, using the equation, okay. On the next line, you can say using the equation score equals. Okay, let's say, all right, so we saw that e to the x, or 10 over e to the negative 5x, right? No, yeah, 10 over e to the 5.5x is what we tried before, and that went from 0 to 10 in 5. So why don't you go to desmos.com? We'll just play around with that again. We'll try and pick a nice curve, and then we'll say that's what we're going to use. Yeah, I think we said 10 over, actually, put it on the same line. We don't have to say 10, not 10 over. Just say 10 times. Yeah, e to the negative, e to the caret, yeah, negative 0.5 x. Okay. All right. Can you just pan to this side so that we only get the positive? All right. So let's see. All right. Now, if you took 0 seconds, you get 10 points. No, but a little bit more to the right so we can see what's right. So if you get the answer in 0, no, we want to see the starting point where x equals 0. All right. So if you get it in 0 seconds, you get 10 points. But really, we want if they get it in 0 is not possible. So it'll be more like you should get 10. If you get it in 5 seconds, let's say you get 10 points. All right, so let's say it's 10 times e to the negative, 20 times, no, not 10 times, 20 times. And let's see what it looks like now. All right, so 20, and let's try and stretch it out a bit more. Yeah. So instead of 0.5, make it 0.1 maybe. All right, I think that'll basically. All right. So can you zoom, just fit that part in the thing? No, that's too big. No, just the. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. So if they get it in 5 seconds, they get like more than 10 points. Okay. And then it kind of starts decaying. The key thing when you implement a version of this game is don't put a countdown timer. Okay. Because if you do a countdown timer on the screen, the user will not get the answer. Okay. Because it just builds anxiety, especially if it's exponentially down. They're saying, oh, I'm running out of time. They can't think of the answer, which is exactly what, many candidates, the trap that many interview candidates fall into when they're being interviewed is that, they may be brilliant people and they're brilliant because of things they say accidentally, maybe sometimes, but they go into a brain freeze and they just don't, they can't, because it's I don't know how we got started talking about that, but yeah, sorry. All right, so we shouldn't waste time. So let's say it goes from 20, yeah, all right, 5 seconds and go more than 10 points. Okay, and then if it's more than half a minute, it's pretty much 0. Okay. Right, so that's basically what we're going to do. So we'll use this equation, 20 times e to the negative 0.1x, okay? All right, so we'll just use that equation. Score equals e 20 times exponent e to the exponent 0.1. I think it's 0.1, negative 0.1. Okay, negative 0.1. Exponent negative 0.1, negative 0.1. No, you can say exponent because that's the name of the function we're going to call. You can basically say exp. Yeah, just one exp, and then open parentheses. Yeah, and then you're going to say negative 0.1 times t, right? Times t. T is the number of milliseconds. No, seconds, okay? Seconds, but in a converted, we will use the millisecond clock and make sure it's, fine. Yeah, T is the number of seconds, okay? 3 decimal places. Where T is the number of seconds, where I say comma, where T is the number of seconds with 3 decimal places. Basically meaning we'll take millisecond time. You can even take nanosecond time, no, microsecond time, whatever it is, that you're able to get. Okay, all right. All right, okay. All right, so, and then you would update the score and then go on to the next round, maybe next level. Okay, we get a longer word. And then there's one place in the screen where you update the score and all. And that's basically it, okay? It's very simple, straightforward to implement the game. And that's what we're going to do. But and obviously, when you take over and make versions of this game, you're going to do a whole bunch of refactoring, maybe even decorating stuff with different colors like Byron did. Okay, all of those, whatever or even you can change the layout. Okay, maybe your buttons are going to be elsewhere, not buttons, the different parts of the game are going to be elsewhere. Up to you. Each one can do a different version. Okay, different look and feel. That's perfectly fine. It basically adds more fun and variety to stuff that you will be sharing in the forums. Okay, all right, so this is what we're going to do. Does anyone have any questions? This is basically the core of the game, and I think that's all there is to it. That's 11 lines of the 60 lines already, so we should try and strive to complete the whole thing within 50 lines of code, because
I have a question, Professor.
Yeah, sure, go ahead, Mir.
Will we be like giving it a library of words to jump
Yeah,
in?
yeah, let's do that too. All right, so let's go to another tab in the browser and then type 10,000 most common English words. Okay. Yeah. Well, click the first one. Is it really is that really what about no swears? Okay, yeah, what about that? Is that really oh, I see, it does have all the words in there. 10, is it really 10,000? It must be 10,000. Yeah, it looks like the scroll bar is okay. All right, why don't we grab this? Yeah, is that okay? So all right, so why don't you just right click on the text file or whatever this thing is, and then download it to your desktop. That's really cool. And what else do they have in that directory?
USA knows. These are long text words. Information available. Copyright University.
No. They have. Can you increase the size of the sidebar? Okay, they have. Oh, a long, medium, and short. 10,000. But I thought they were just the most common. They're not the most common.
These, I think they're the Google top 10,000 words or something.
Okay, all right, okay. We're just going to trust it for now, okay? But I think each one of you can yeah, each one of you, when you develop your own version of this game, you can get a different list, okay, and put it there. Okay, all right. So it's in your home directory, isn't it? And what is it called? Is it called words.txt? Call it words.txt.
Do you want me to change the file name?
Yeah, in your home directory, change it to words.txt. On your desktop. It is on desktop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on my desk. Words.txt, right?
Yeah, words.txt.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to do a couple of things. We're just going to read from this file and then print some diagnostic messages in main just to make sure that we're able to read from the file in the first place, okay? And this is actually a very good learning point also, because just opening a file and reading from it and putting some diagnostic messages is actually a very useful skill to know. It'll come in handy in all kinds of places when you're trying to debug things. Okay, all right, so let's do the usual things to get this going first. Okay, so for, all right, so yeah, so say hash include IO stream, and then hash include F stream, okay, file stream, F stream. And then IO stream should be within within angle brackets, okay? So I'm glad you're coding live coding, because this is actually very important practice, especially people who are from other languages. They need to get used to the standard boilerplate C++, and that you can only get by practice. Just doing a please saying, all right, a couple of hours, I'm just going to do it, and then it'll be natural, right? IO stream, and then hash include also the F stream. Yeah, all right. And then a blank line. Yeah, blank line. And then say hash include vector. Okay, I think we're going to use that too. Okay, and then we'll later on we'll be coming back here and putting more stuff in there. And by the way, is this VS Code?
No, this is
Online GDB, yeah?
yeah.
Great, great. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Oh, yeah, of course it is. Can you dismiss the blue part of the screen and so on so we get more real estate? Okay, great. Okay, all right. Now, put some comments there saying what we're going to do, and we're going to delete the comment also later on, but it always helps to put something there, I think, that tells what we're setting out to do, right? So try reading from the file words.txt, okay? Reading from the file, reading from the file words.txt. No, words, yeah, words.txt, all right? All right, so, and then, enter, yeah, hash include, no, what is it? Int main. Yeah, open parentheses, close parentheses. Yeah, don't put a space before you can save on they'll go on the ends and all. Okay, all right, okay, all right, and then space curly brace now. Yeah, the space is better on this side. Yeah, all right, enter, and then put a return 0 at the very end also. That completes our template. Okay, semicolon at the end of the 0. All right, now go to the top of main. All right, enter. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to open the file and read it into a bunch of vectors. Yeah, okay, so we are going to create, okay, all right, okay, well, this is what I was going to do, but then I decided, okay, maybe we shouldn't do it because it may scare some people off. But if you want to do it, I think it is a much better way, is to basically have a vector of vectors, meaning it's basically a two-dimensional vector, but you have a vector, okay, which is resizable, and the inside you have vector of 0, vector of 1, vector of 2, and so on. Okay, the vector of 0 you can ignore. This is actually very close to a quest that I have in CS2B in green. Okay, vector of 1 is the vector of all one-letter words. Vector of 2 is the vector of all two-letter words, and so on and so forth. So you basically have a vector of vectors. Okay, so you can pick the one you want and go. It's much easier and more efficient to do it that way, but we won't do it unless you really want to. So we'll just do it a more verbose and less elegant way. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Say vector, yeah, vector, open angle bracket string. Yeah, string, and don't put spaces on either side of the, yeah, because we got to attach it, like, yeah, there you go, and close that. Okay, now yeah, is it your mouse or mine? Okay, can you move your mouse, because I think, yeah, thank you so much. Okay, all right, now and then to the end of the line you say yeah, space, you say v1 comma Actually, call it vec1, comma, vec2. No, call it words1, comma, words2, comma, words3, and so on. Okay, words square bracket 1. Yeah. Words1, words1. Yeah. I think that's fine. Words1, comma, words2, and I think we'll go up to words 8. Okay, like this. So what we're saying on that line is that give me 8 vectors, and 8 vectors called word1 all the way up to word 8, and they're all vectors of strings. So that's what we're saying. Now all we're going to do is put semicolon there, put a semicolon there, okay, and enter. Okay, now we've got 8 containers, 8 vectors. So we were only dealing with 1 vector last class. Okay, now we're dealing with 8 vectors at the same time. And believe me, because once you're comfortable with 1 vector, you can juggle any number of them at the same time. So you can have like 50 or 100, even a vector of vectors. Okay, it all makes sense, and you can juggle them all simultaneously. But last class we only had 1, right? Now we have 8. Okay, and it's very much the same. Now, if you're comfortable with this, you should be able to think that, hey, I got 8 vectors. Why don't I have a vector of 8 vectors? Because they're all vectors. Let me put all my vectors in one bag. Okay, so a vector of vectors. And so that would be a logical next step, and you can do that yourself. Okay, all right. Okay, so all right. Now enter again, and then open parentheses. No, not open. Start a comment, and we'll say open the file and stuff each word into the appropriate vector.
And sorry, what? Open the file.
And stuff, and open the file, and open the input file. Okay, open the input file. I think that's much better. Input file. And say you can hyphen words.txt, right? Hyphen words.txt. Hyphen words dash. Yeah, words.txt, and read the words in it into vectors, into corresponding vectors. Okay, into corresponding vectors. Now here we're going to have this long, and we'll put a comment there saying, if you use a vector of vectors, this whole thing can be condensed and be much cleaner. And so we'll do that. Okay, all right. So if no, don't. We'll say the comment later. We'll put the comment later. Yeah. Right. So into corresponding vectors. All right. Okay. Enter. Yeah. All right. Now you say if stream. Okay. if stream. Open parentheses, and then within quotes say input file. Okay. No, we'll basically say input file uppercase, all uppercase. Input file all uppercase, and then we'll make a constant call input file equals, and don't have quotes there. Okay. Input underscore file. That's going to be a variable, constant variable, right? And then go to just under main and say input file equals words.txt, right? Const string const space string space input underscore file equals words.txt within quotes. Yeah, within quotes, and then should be words.txt. Yeah, and fix the spelling. Yeah. Okay, all right, and then semicolon at the end. Yeah, okay, all right. Actually put a blank line under that. I think it looks much better. All right, you can actually get rid of the blank line on 26. Okay, right, if stream input file. All right, and then put a semicolon at the end of line 26 and go to the next line. Yeah, now say if not. Oh, hang on, my syntax was wrong. Okay, so go to the previous line, if stream space ifs. Okay, space ifs, and the parameter to ifs, the constructor, is going to be, all of these things will make a lot more sense to you, I think, in just 2 weeks time. Okay, next week is week 5. Is it week 5 this time? Today's Tuesday, isn't it? So this is week 5. All right, so next week we'll start talking about objects and constructors, and all these things will become more familiar to you at that time. But this is basically what it is. All right, so we're creating an input file stream, and we're going to read from it as though it is CN. You've read from CN before, you're going to read from the input file stream. Okay, so on the next line, On the next line, you're going to say if not if stream, or so if, and then open parentheses. No, not like in Python. Okay. All right. So, all right, exclamation mark. Yeah, and then ifs. Okay, and then space curly brace. No, you can after the curly brace, after the parentheses, Yeah. All right. It's so sorry for confusing you with saying conflicting things and all, but you're doing a pretty good job of just following where I'm what I'm supposed to be saying anyway. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Mir. Okay. So on the next line, you're going to say tab in, and say C out, left shift. In fact, instead of C out, say CERR. Okay, CERR, left shift, right? Left shift, right? Two less than signs. Two less than signs.
I don't see that.
No, yeah, it is a shift comma, right? Yeah, and put a space before it too. All right, and on the end, space open quote. Yeah, open quote. All right, here you say could not open, and you say capital C, capital C for because it's an error message, right? So yeah, could not open space, and then left shift again, left shift. No, outside of the code, say left shift. No, and you need space. Left shift, not right shift. And no, you need space on this side of the after the open. After the word open, you need a space. Right. All right. Now left shift. Right. Space. Say input file. Yeah. All right. Yeah. File. Space and then left shift and then end L. All right. Space left shift end L. All right. And L. Okay. Semicolon. Enter. And then you're going to say exit. And we're going to put some comments here for you to basically explore and post in the forum and all. Okay. First of all, put a comment on line number 27. Okay. No, by the way, exit, open parentheses, say 1, close parentheses. Okay. 1. No, 1. Okay. And then close parentheses, semicolon. Okay. All right. Now put a comment on the end of line 27. Okay. So, all right. And then put a comment saying discuss. Okay. Discuss why does this work? Okay. Discuss why does this work? It's very, it's mysterious, isn't it? He's saying if not some object, first of all, it takes a few minutes to even understand what the hell it means, isn't it? You see, we're not saying if not some condition, we're saying if not some object. What the hell does it mean? Okay. So it's worthy of basically contemplating and then sharing in the forum and saying, hey, it's really cool. And why does this work? Okay. And the other one is what is CERR? Okay. Discuss why does this work? Discuss dash, why does this work? Okay. All right. On the next line, put a comment saying discuss. No, on the next line after CERR, right? Yeah. Again, say discuss why. No, discuss what is CERR. Okay. On the next line, oh, you already talked about exit and return 0, so that's fine. So you don't have to do that again. Okay. All right. Now go to line 31. Okay. Now here's what we're going to do. Say string word. Okay. String space word. Okay. Semicolon. And put a blank line above that too, because it's going to be a new paragraph now. Yeah. All right. String word and enter. And here you're going to say while open parentheses. I think this should work. Okay. If it doesn't, we'll be screwed the very first time, but we can fix it immediately. All right. Yeah. We're going to say while get line, open parentheses, ifs comma word. I wonder if we should say if is not equal to EOF or is not equal to null. No, I think this is fine. Okay. Because getLine should just return false if it's not able to stuff word. I mean, if I were to write getLine or you were to write getLine, that would be your desired behavior. Yes. Because, sometimes you're thinking, what does this function return? And then, sometimes it actually helps to think about, what if you were to write the function, what would you make it return? And 99% of the time, that's what the original designers also would have done. right? Because, when they're trying to write the function and saying this is what it should return, they're trying to think, what is the programmer going to think? What do they want it to return? What would they do if they were writing this program? That's what they put it in, right? So it actually helps to just sit down and think what. So if I were to write get line, I would basically make it return a bool to tell whether it succeeded or not, because it is actually putting the thing that it read into Word. That whole line is being stuffed into Word, right? So it's got a free return value. Why not return true or false, depending on whether it succeeded, okay? So we're going to go with that guess and see if it works, okay? Hopefully it'll work. All right, so on the next line, curly brace at the end, because we're going to have two lines. No, we need a curly brace at the end, space curly brace. Yeah, space, put a space before that so we don't have too many funny characters together. No, space before. Yeah, go to the end and hit enter. Yeah, all right. Now, here we're going to say if word dot length, if open parentheses, if open parentheses, word dot length, okay, open parentheses, close, open, close. Okay, and then greater than, no, actually, we're going to ignore all words that are less than 3 characters long, right? So we're going to say if it is less than 4, okay, it's less than, we should really say, have a constant up there saying, all right, so go to the end of line 21 and hit enter. Yeah, and say const int min length equals 3, max length equals 8, okay? All uppercase, These guys should be uppercase. Min underscore, yeah, min len is fine because, you're going to be using it. You just say min len, okay? Because you're going to be typing it all the way through before. One more time, right? Equals 3, put spaces on both sides of the equals. I know, instead of the semicolon, say comma, max len equals 8, right? Comma, max len equals 8. No, max, I think, because you got min. Yeah. Yeah, equals 8. Okay. Well, it's irony that we're actually doing all this in a structured way, because all of this is not going to live in main. We're going to delete all of this anyway, or maybe even put this in a different place, right? Read from file and so on. But this is the first part when we're actually trying to make sure we can read from the file, because that is basically most of the core of this, initial part anyway. Right. All right. Now go to line. If word.length, open, close. No, word.length and then open and close. Yeah. Space less than min length. Okay. Space less than or equal to min length. Okay. Oh, actually, min length should be 4. So it should be less than min length. Okay. Min length, and our variable there should be 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 levers. On line 22, it should be min length equals 4. Okay. Not when, yeah. Okay. And then say less than min length, not less than or equal to. Yeah, space. Okay. On the next line, you just say continue. On the next line, tab in and say, no, tab in and say continue, right? Continue. And then on the next, continue. On the next line. No, on the next line is better. Tab in, tab, no, tab, continue, semicolon, enter. You're right, enter. Now back again. You can say else if word.length. No, else space if. Look, I mean, it looks like you have, experience in some other language, all right? So it's very important that you program in C++ much more, so that when you're here, you're not, in the other language mode, okay? So you got to be thinking in C++. Otherwise, all of these things will be very hard, all right? So else if, open parentheses, and here you're going to say word.length is greater than 8, greater than 8. I think there's fewer words that are that long here in the list that Google, max, on the next line you're going to say, actually this has got to have curly braces on both sides, right? Else if and then curly brace. No, at the end of the line. Sorry, not there, at the end of the line. Yeah, thank you. Space curly brace. Okay, enter. Right, now you're going to say, if word dot length is, yeah, you can say C out, thank you. Thank you, Amir. Okay, C out, left shift, no, space, left shift. Yeah, and you're going to say, ignoring long word colon, ignoring long word colon. Oh, by the way, on the previous line, word dot length, length should be open close, not like in JavaScript. Okay, so I think, all right, okay. So you say uppercase, ignoring long word, long word, colon, space, all right, and then outside the code, say left shift, word, okay, and then left shift word, left shift and L. Okay, on the next line, say a semicolon, enter, and say continue on the next line, semicolon, enter, continue. All right, and then is the thing closed after that? Yeah, semicolon on the next line. No, close it, close the else if, Okay, close the else if. No, not there, on the next line. Yeah, okay. All right. Now we know that it's neither long nor short. Okay, now it's the Goldilocks zone. So what we can do is we can say switch word dot length, switch open parentheses, no open parentheses. Okay. If you do you want to, how many of you want to use if statement instead of switch? Right? If you want to use switch, we'll use switch. Give me a show of hands for switch versus if. Okay. And then we'll take a show of hands. All right, switch versus one. Just one person wants to use two people want to use switch. All right, how many people want to use Mohammed wants to use switch or if? Switch. How many of you want to use if statements here? We used switch last class, I think, for something. Want to use if? Want to use an if statement? All right. Well, all right. So raise your hand if you do. Right. Well, I'll just use if for now, and then those of you who want to use switch, you do it in your version of the code when you share it. Yeah. So there'll be multiple versions of the code. All right. So say if word dot length. All right. If word dot length. Right. So instead of switch, say if. If word dot length, and no, you got word dot length already. Make that a function call, not property. If word dot length is a function call. Yeah, space double equals 4, yeah. No, on the next line, you can say words 4 dot pushback. No, push underscore back. It's a very common operation for vectors. Basically says take the given element and put it on the end of the vector, which is cheap, right? You can always add to the end of the vector because you don't have much work involved in doing that. If you want to add to the beginning of the vector, it's very expensive because you got to make room. You got to shift everybody else down, and make room for it and then stuff it in there, right? But if you want to put it on the end, everybody else can just be in their rooms sleeping, like Hilbert's hotel or something like that. But in the mathematical Hilbert's hotel version, if a new person comes into the hotel and the hotel is already full, infinite rooms in the hotel, and it's full. Every room has got an occupant, and a new person comes in. But the manager is still able to fit them in the hotel. How? Because he tells every person, if your room is number n, go to room number n plus 1. Okay, and everybody shifts. And 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, all the way up to infinity. So now the first room 0 is free, and the new guy goes to 0, and so you can keep fitting. Basically, if it's discrete sets, anything that's discrete, you can keep. Yeah, if you're doing discrete mathematics, you'll come across many wonderful gems like this. Okay, beautiful puzzles in discrete math that have very close mappings to computer science. All right, words 4 dot pushback, open parentheses, word. Okay, word. Word.
Okay.
Word.
Oh,
Yeah, semicolon at the end. Semicolon at the end. All right. Now, one thing we'll do is we're only using words 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So get rid of, up where you had declared all the vectors. Just, yeah, get rid of words 1, words 2, words 3, right? We don't need those 3 vectors. We'll start with words 4. Yeah, right. We only need these guys up to 8, right? Yeah. All right. Now go back to our code again. All right. Now copy else if word dot length equals 5, you're going to do the same thing for, no, not there. For 41, 42. Yeah, and put it back. Copy one more time underneath. Yeah, and put an else in front of that if. No, but copy, and then put an else.
oh.
Copy.
Wait, so do I paste it here or do I paste it here?
Paste it there.
Okay.
And then put an else there. Put an else. And then change the word dot length to 5. And then change the words 4 dot push back to words 5 dot push back. All right. Now copy the else if all the way. And then we want one for each of those other words also. Right? Word, lengths. 6, 7, and 8. And one more for 8. Okay, right? Now let's put a comment on the very after this, right? Now and close the while loop. Now close the while loop. Get rid of the blank lines, actually. Yeah. All right. So you got a bunch of blank lines. I think you can get rid of blank lines. And that's the end of the while loop, right? Yeah, that line also. There's one more blank line there. Okay, now go to the end of line 51 and hit enter. Hit enter. All right. Now you're going to say, put a comment there saying at this point, our vectors should be filled with words from the file. Okay, and then we'll test it out by printing it out. Okay, right. Not all the vector, not all the words, but we'll say how big each vector is. Okay, right. So on the next line, you're going to say cout red. Yeah, no, cout left shift. And say from the no, I see. You know what? Yeah, say red. Okay, well, it's going to be ugly, but you can format it differently if you want. Okay, you're going to say red RE80 uppercase. Yeah, space. No, within go outside of the double quotes. No, red, and then go outside of the double quotes. Sorry to keep confusing you like that. Right? Yeah. All right. No, so you need space after the red. Yeah. All right. Now left shift. Words 4 dot length. Okay. Words 4 dot size. For it's now vectors. Words 4 dot size. Okay. Open close. And then you only got one less than. It should be then two left stands for the left shift. Yeah. Right. Yeah, and go to the end and say left shift. Space on both sides. Yeah, and then on the end, go yeah, and say open quote, space, 4-letter words. Okay, 4-letter words, 4 hyphen letter. Because you're going to have these numbers, you can say 4 hyphen. No, number 4 might be better because it'll line up. All of the ones will line up. Oh, but they won't because the size will be different. Okay, that's fine. Right. And then endl after that. Or you can say /n because it's all, you'll have an endl at the end. That's fine. Right, left shift and endl. Left shift, and then get rid of the blank line, blank space after words, because you're not going to be able to see it, right? Because the blank space, and then there's a new line after that immediately. All right, now copy the whole thing, paste it one more time underneath. Hey, no, not just that line. Yeah. You want to do these for 5-letter, 6-letter, and so on and so forth, and we'll run it and see if we're actually able to read it all from that file. Okay, and if this works, we'll actually save a lot of time and be able to do it. And by the way, as we are implementing this, and maybe even continue into Thursday by the looks of it, we will talk about different ways of parameter passing, because this game will actually embody all of those things, okay? Passing by reference, passing by copy, those are things that are very important. And will be tested in the midterm also, right? What's it? Yeah, 8-letter words. Okay, all right. Now, if we run this program, I think, oh, by the way, it's on your desktop, isn't it?
My laptop, yeah.
On my laptop. So let's upload it to this site, okay? Because you're going to be running it here. Open
Yeah.
that blue tab. Open that blue tab.
This one?
No, some place where it shows up, shows all the files. Maybe you got to click on that file icon, right? You know, close the blue tab, maybe. Yeah, click on the file icon. Yeah, that one. New. All right, yeah, click, say words.txt. No.
Oh, oops.
That's fine. Yeah, say words.txt instead of untitled.
No, I think there's upload file here.
Oh, there is? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, upload words.txt. Hey, that's really cool. And it's a text file, and it just came through like that. Get rid of the untitled. You can delete that. Untitled, you can delete. Okay, so you got words.txt there. Where does it show? Did you have a Project Explorer kind of thing here where it shows you? Yeah. You should be able to click on the left, on the left of the, that looks like VS Code on the left, all the way to the left, and the purple vertical bar.
Oh, here? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is my browser.
Oh, it is your browser.
Yeah.
So where do you see all of
Volvo.
the files in the project? Hang on one sec. Where do you see all of the files in this project? No, not that one. You can click on my projects. Maybe it shows you this one. No, don't leave it. Okay. Oh, did you leave it?
Oops.
Did you leave it? No, thank goodness. All right, okay. Well, there is some place where you should be able to see all of those files. I've seen it before. It's just not visible to me right now. But anyway, if you run it now, it should be able to open that file, read all the words from it, ignore the long, short words, run the remaining ones into your vectors, and put it in place. Okay, so you should run it now. Increase the size of the.
Wait, no, I think this is not our code.
What do you mean?
This
Oh my
is
gosh, this is the old code. What happened to the code that you just wrote?
I have no clue.
You lost it?
I think so.
Try going to my projects.
No, I think he got to save it. I posted a link in chat. Just
Oh, you put the link in chat?
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. Who put the link in chat, by the way?
I did.
Oh, Mohammed, was it you?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, your voice is coming through extremely, jumbled up almost. Yeah. Can you say something?
I think I have to plug in a different one.
All right. Okay. Well, anyway, can't seem to hear you all that well. Okay. All right. Great. Did you? Yeah. The file is in there. Okay.
Yes.
Go back to the source code now, and then we should be able to see both. Where's the source code?
Sorry, 1 second. It's bugging out right now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Thank you, Mohammed. All right. That's your program, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, where is your uploaded file? Can you create a
So
new?
I think I have to upload it again. So if I click on upload file here, it'll ask me to upload, and then I open it. But then it
You
opens a
saved
different.
you saved it.
Create a new file, and then you can upload it to the new
Okay,
file.
like that. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you're uploading it to the same file and so writing
Yeah,
over
that's
it.
why I was wondering why is it doing that? Because last time it uploaded to a different file.
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
Excellent. Oh, now you got two of those now.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what it happened last time as well. So I have to rename this.
Okay. Oh, it's got two TXTs. Yeah. All right. Okay. Something funky. Anyway, you can figure this out. Right. You can click the close add so we get more real estate. Click the blue part. Get rid of the blue part. Okay. All right. Now increase the size of the console. And then let's give it a whirl. We'll run it. No, increase the size so that we can see the output. We want to see the output now. We're going to run it.
Sorry. Here you go.
Yeah. Okay, just increase the size. Increase the size. All right. So it actually did seem to do something. All right, great. By the way, it read 1100 four-letter words and so on. I see you didn't have a hyphen between four and letter, and that's fine. Oh, it's got quite a few long words, translator, but these will be hard for people to jumble and unjumble and so on. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we're going to use 4 to 8, and that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 levels. Level 1 is 4. Okay. All right. Okay. Great. So far, is everybody okay with what we've done? So first is a proof of concept saying, well, we're going to open a file and read all the words into a vector. Okay. Now already some of you must be maybe thinking, well, you know what? I can make it more efficient by reading into a vector of vectors. That way I can, instead of having hard-coded decisions, I can basically say, more elegant things in code. Okay, so that is a welcome opportunity to, sink your teeth into to make the code more elegant and concise, also more efficient in many ways. Okay, all right. So here's what we're going to do. All right. So go into your main now. All right, and cut everything. Keep it in your clipboard. Cut everything. By the way, Mir, okay, you've you've done so much today. If you want to take a break, especially since I'm going fast, you're going fast, I'm going, and you're keeping up with me and trying to think ahead, and so you must be exhausted. If you want, you can pass it on to Varsha. Hey, Varsha, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you haven't coded too, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so you want to take over from here?
Yeah.
All right, so you have a Mac or a PC?
PC.
Okay, either way, we're just doing things in, online GDB. All right, so Mir, thank you so much, okay? You did a fantastic job, saved my ass many times. So thank you very much for that.
Should I upload the, where do you think I should
click the orange,
words.txt?
click the orange bar, the orange button, and get the share URL.
Oh,
and
okay.
then, yeah, and then Varsha will pick it up from there. Thank you, Mir. Okay, so you need more practice with C++. You're probably doing other things in other languages, and more of that means you're just being in that language's mode. Okay, those kinds of things will cost you precious time during exams, or even time-sensitive projects of any kind, because these things, when you have to just realign yourself with the lingo of the land, they're very time-consuming. Yeah, so you should avoid these. Exams will be very hard otherwise. Okay. All right. So Varsha, whenever you're ready, pick it up, open in a incognito window, share it, and then we'll go from there. Okay. All right. So yeah, dismiss the blue part and close the ad so you have more real estate. That looks great. Also, the close the ad, the ad on the right. Okay. All right. Now let's go into into main and copy, cut everything inside of main, right? But keep it in your clipboard. Cut everything, and we're just going to create a file. Okay. All right. Even the cout until the return. Everything until the return. No, not the return. Everything up to the return. Yeah. Yeah, just copy everything. We'll just, copy and then go above main to line 24.
One sentence.
Yeah, can Control C to copy it. And then click on line 24. Hey, what happened, Varsha?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's glitching one second.
Yeah, go to line 23. Line 23, go to line 23. Oh, I thought you want to cut it. You don't want it in main anymore. You want to cut it, but it's in your clipboard.
Yeah.
Oh, I said control C instead of control X. I'm sorry. Control X.
It's not working. That's all.
Oh, you have to fork. You have to fork this.
Oh,
It-
fine. Sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you get rid of the blue and then, maximize your real estate. That's fine. Yeah, just close the ad only. All right. Yeah. All right. Now a triple click on 27, drag all the way down, almost to the return. All right. Now control X, control X. Okay. All right. Now go to line 24, hit enter. Okay. And say, one more enter, give yourself some space. Okay. Up. Up one space or one line. And then up one line, move up one line, 25. Yeah. All right. And say, yeah, say bool. Okay. Bool space, read words from file. Okay. Read words from file, read underscore words underscore from file. No, underscore from file, underscore from file. Yeah. And on the end, you're going to say, no, from underscore file. Right? This is 4 words need to have spaces. Yeah. Great. Thank you. All right. So, and the end, open parentheses. Now here, all right. So you're going to say string file name. Now, what I would like to do is, since we did it the other way before, I'm just going to use a vector of vectors here, okay? And you'll see how basically what we'll do is I'll put a comment up, on the previous line saying this is something you should talk about in the forums, okay? All right, so string file name and then comma after the file name, right? And then you're going to say, yeah, space, vector, open angle bracket. No, vector, open angle bracket. Yeah, and inside the angle bracket, you're going to say another vector, open another angle bracket. All right, and then you're going to say string. Okay, close angle bracket, space, and then space, you're going to say ampersand at this point. Okay, you're going to say ampersand. It is super duper important. So I'm going to put a comment there, and it's going to be like really plump and juicy for you to do a lot of research and write about it at length in the forums, okay? Because there's so much in just that one line that you can actually talk about in the forums, okay? All right, and I'll tell you what you can dive into later, okay? No, ampersand is shift 7, okay? Not amper, shift 7. All right, shift 7, yeah? Shift 7. Do you have a shift 7 there? No, I see only 1, not 2. Right? And now you're going to say word underscore vex, okay? Word underscore vex. And don't put a space before the word underscore vex. Word underscore VECS, vex. Okay, all right. Now go to the end, put curly brace. Put a curly brace, enter. Okay, all right. Okay, now go to above this line and we're going to put some comments there. Okay, one more, enter. One more, no, right to the top, sorry. No, not there. I was thinking 24. Line 24. 24, yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? So you're going to say, we will read a list of words from file name. And stuff them into the corresponding vectors in word vex. Vectors in word.vax. Thank you. Yeah, that is great. You're going to the next line and all. It's very nice, very nice. Okay. Word.vax. Full stop, and you say specifically. I put a space before specifically so that it's, you know, word.vax specifically. Yeah. Ignore words. Actually, we don't have to ignore. We'll just put them all in, right? Yeah, specifically, word of length n goes into word vex square bracket n word underscore vex. Okay, and then square bracket n at the end. Okay, all right, on the next line, you're going to say word vex square bracket 0 is just going to be empty. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be empty. Okay, so now we'll be refactoring that thing that we wrote before, and it'll be much cleaner and, you know, more succinct. So put a comment there. Put a comment now saying research and report on Reddit on the next line. Yeah, on line 27 itself. On line 27, sorry, line 27 for Reddit. Okay, say for forum discussion. Right. Talk about the ampersand. Talk about the ampersand below a comma, vector of vectors. Okay. And the return type of read words. Okay. And the return type. Okay. And you know, one person doesn't have to do all three. You know, when you're writing about it, you could say, I'm going to just talk about the return type. All right. What could it have been? Someone else could say, I'm going to talk about, you know, the vector of vectors idea. And how it works and so on and so forth. Okay, all right. Now go to line 28, 29 and paste everything you have in your clipboard. Okay, all right. Now go to the top, which is going to refactor this a little bit. Okay, so get rid of string const string input file. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, because we got file name coming in for us. Okay, min length equals 4, max length equals 8. Get rid of that too. Okay, all right, and then the vector is being given to us, so get rid of that too. Okay, get rid of that too. Yeah. Right now, now clean up the comment. Open the input file, and instead of words.txt, you're going to say file name. Okay, all right. So I have stream, and instead of input file, you're going to say file name. Okay, and then yeah, all right. No, lowercase. It's being given to us as a parameter. Yeah. Great. Yeah, was online GDB offered to correct it? It's really cool. All right. So if not IFS, you're going to say could not open, and then instead of input file, you're going to say file name.
There's a missing angle bracket in the input to the read words and file function.
Oh yes, you're using missing an angle bracket after string. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Who said that, by the way? I wasn't looking.
Tristan.
Tristan, thank you, Tristan. Okay. All right, great. Excellent. All right, stream. All right, exit 1. All right, otherwise string word get line. Okay, all right. So now what we're going to do is get rid of word.length less than min length, where all that max length, min length, all of that can go. Right, we're going to use we're going to stuff in all of the words, except we won't use all of them in the game, but we'll just get rid of those lines all the way to those two up to get rid of those lines. No. We want leave it at up to the if statement. Get rid of everything up to the if statement. No, I think you got rid of one too many. You want the if statement there. That's okay. All right. What we'll do is while we get line. All right. So now you say size t len equals word dot length. Size t len equals word dot length. Word dot length. Okay. Open close here. Open close, and then is a semicolon. Enter. Okay, all right. Now what we want to do is after string word, okay, after the word on line 39, hit enter. Hit enter. And enter. And you're going to say vector. And then angle bracket, you're going to say vector inside again one more time. All right, and then open angle bracket. So, it's just practice. You're going to be typing exactly the same thing as before. String, and then 2 angle brackets to close. Yeah, all right. Space. Word vex. Okay, word vex. Yeah, all right. And then semicolon. All right, okay. All right, now, all right. So now you're on line 44. Go to the end of line 44 and hit enter. And there you would say, if len is greater than word vex dot size, right? Yeah, thank you. Right, word vex. No, word underscore vex dot size. Okay, we got to check the corner case here and make sure it's right. Yeah, all right. Go to the yeah, greater than. All right, yeah, enter. A tab in. You say word vex dot resize. Len plus 1. Okay, so now this is the place where we got to go and check and make sure that it's all correct. Okay, so what we want to do is make sure that word, if the word length is 6, it needs to go into the 6th element. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Our word vex needs to be 7 elements long. Okay, so if length is if the length is 6, then it needs to go into resize len plus 1. Okay, len plus 1. So if length is 6 and and the size is only 6, no. Greater than or equal to, all right? Greater than or equal to. Where if length is greater than or equal to, word vex dot size. Yeah, maybe it would read better the other way around. Word vex dot size is less than or equal to, but that's fine. Okay. If word length equals. Okay, semicolon at the end of line 46. Now, is that right? Okay, let's just make sure. Word length n, word length n comes in, okay, and then a word vex is not big enough to accommodate that, so it's going to be resized to n plus 1, so n can go in. And that is because it is. Okay, I think that should work. Okay, that is a corner case that I spent at least a couple of minutes talking about. So I don't know, maybe it's the time of the day, but you should absolutely think more about it. Let's put a comment there saying, discuss this corner case and make sure it is really watertight. Okay, discuss this corner case and make sure it is really watertight in the forums. That is what I mean, right? Watertight meaning it's not going to cause any unforeseen things like, you're trying to stuff something in and it's not there anymore. So on the next line, you're going to say
Watertight?
watertight, okay? Or, airtight, or bulletproof. You want to say, make sure it's correct. Make sure it's correct. Yeah, okay. All right, enter. All right, now backspace. One more. Okay, and now there you're going to say word vax square bracket len. Word underscore vax square bracket len. Right? And then outside of the square bracket, you're going to say push back word. Okay. So this part, it's like just 6 lines or so. But I think you should, at least a few of you should discuss it in the forums, saying, hey, you know what, there's only 5 lines, but I want to make sure I get the logic of this right. And also in the process, just to make sure that it's completely debugged and, there's no issues with that. Okay. Pushback word. Okay. So it's a semicolon at the end. Okay. Now, yeah. And I'll get rid of all of those else if guys below that. Yeah, get rid of all of that. Yeah, I thought you had some CLs. Yeah. All right. Yeah, get rid of the blank line, yeah, 48, 49 can be cleaned up. Okay, so that's basically going to zip through all of the words, get the word, get the length of the word, find the correct vector and push it inside the vector. Okay, all right. Now at this point, our vectors should all be filled with words in the file. So let's put that in an if statement and a for loop. Okay, so go to the end of line 50 and hit enter. Yeah, hit enter. Okay, and now you're going to say for size t I equals 0, I less than size t space, yeah, space I equals 0, I equals 0, I, and then semicolon, I is less than word vex dot size, and you want space before the I less than too. No, space before the I. Yeah, so I is less than space word underscore vex dot size dot size, yeah, and then semicolon space I plus plus. All right, on the next line, you're going to say C out left shift, C out left shift. On the next line, you don't actually need the curly braces here. I think we don't need any curly braces. We'll see. Right, as C out left shift, red. Yeah, red space, left shift. Yeah, left shift. You want space before that. Yeah, and you're going to say word vex square bracket I, word vex square bracket I, right? Dot size, because that itself is a vector, so you can get the size of that vector. Yeah, dot size. Okay, open close. No. I alone. I must be in the square brackets, and then dot size is off that. Okay, I square bracket. Yeah, close. Yeah, and then dot size, and then no square bracket closing at the end. Right, and then now left shift, and then you're going to say just a blank, just a space within quotes, space, and then outside of the you're going to say left shift again, left shift, and then you're going to say I, and then the open space, and then left shift again, and then space, and then open quote. Yeah, open quote, double quotes. Yeah, you can say dash letter words. No, dash letter words. Okay, dash letter. No, dash letter. Not 3 dashes. Dash letter words. So you'll get 1 letter words, 2 letter words, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then you can say /n after that, or andl. Okay, and you can put a full stop after words.
Doesn't I start at 0? So you're gonna say 0 letter words to start?
Yeah, it's gonna say 0. I've read 0 letter words. But you can start, start I at 1, like Byron said. Was it Byron?
Yeah, Byron.
Yeah. Yes, it started 1. Okay. I less than 1.
I have a question.
Mhm.
In that cout statement, you have I, which is a size t. So do
Mhm.
you have to convert it to a string first?
No, because what we're doing here is you're just using cout with the left shift operator. The left shift operator is what is called overloaded. It knows how to handle integers. It knows how to handle different things. So you don't have to control and convert it yourself. If you give it an integer, it'll convert it itself. That left shift operator is a function that knows, if you give me an integer, I'll convert it. So that's why you can give it an integer like this here. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
But if
got it.
if you add to a string using a string equals this plus that, then you have to convert it to string.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's the reason you asked, because last class I think we did a lot of string construction and then used toString there. Yeah. All right, okay. I think that's it. You can get rid of all the other cout statements at the end. And then where you say exit 0 up there, okay? Yeah, and you say return true at the end, return true at the end. Tab in and say return true. Tab in and say return true. All right, and then get rid of the blank line above it. You don't need so many blank lines. You just need one blank line below, and below no blank lines, and not uppercase true. Okay, lowercase true. Yeah, and get rid of the blank line above underneath. Okay, and then further up where you have exit 1, change that to return false. Exit 1, change that to return false. Okay, so this is a function that will read everything from a file. Okay, if the file is not able to be opened, it'll just return false. If the file is able to be opened, it'll read everything into corresponding vectors, which are located inside of a big vector. Okay, you have 5 or 10 different vectors, they're all loaded inside another vector. It'll load those vectors and return it to you. Now, the fact that it's being passed with an ampersand is very important, because that is called passing by reference. It does not make a copy of the thing and says, hey, here's a copy, you can change it all you want, because it doesn't change what I'm holding. No, if you call it with an ampersand, it is special because it says, I'm sending you the original. If you mess with it, my object is also messed with, okay? So it says, I'm giving you the original, ampersand. And so that guy gets the real vector, pushes things into it, which means it's also pushing it into the original. That's the difference between calling by reference and calling by copy, right? Calling by copy means I'm just giving you a copy, you can do whatever you want. No, we're calling by reference. That is the ampersand. Already giving you a little bit of a hint now as to what you should talk about in the forums. But that is the super important part of this week, okay? What is the difference between calling by reference and calling by copy? In fact, in quest number 6 and 7, I think you got to use them in the quest to be able to pass. Okay, so calling by reference, calling by, oh, actually, even quest number 5, I think maybe, Eliza, you might have to do that.
Do we
Okay.
need to close the file when we're done with it?
Sorry? No,
we need to-
actually what happens is that because the file is an object, yeah, the file is an object here. An object has a destructor in C++. And
Okay,
the destructor, it will automatically get called when the object goes out of scope. Now here the object is being declared inside of this function, isn't it? The object is the file stream declared inside. Yeah, see, the file stream is declared right here inside the function. So when the function ends, the file stream is gone out of scope. So it'll be destroyed. And the destruction of it automatically closes the file descriptor. So you don't have
Okay.
to explicitly close it. That's really cool. And it's a great question. Yeah.
So,
So all right,
Professor,
so now yeah, all right. You have any other questions?
I have a
Yeah,
question.
Rahul, yeah.
So, we have to, do we have, I mean, I'm coming from a C background, so,
Mhm.
so do we have to redeclare the word vex again, like inside the function? Like, I mean, it's already being passed as a,
Are we redeclaring it here?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much,
line
Rahul. Okay, all right. Get rid of
I
line
was,
41. Rahul, thank you. Get rid of hey, Varsha, get rid of 41. All right. Now it is being passed in for sure. Yes, go up. I just want to make sure it's passed in. Yeah, word vex is passed. Now you can get rid of the blank line under string word. Okay, you can stick it to the while loop. Okay, all right. All right. So all right, now it gets in. All right, that gets populated. Now if you go to main and say what is the name of our function? Call our function. what is it called? Read. Yeah, type read. It'll autocomplete for you. Yeah, read words from file. All right, open parentheses and say words.txt. If you run it, we should actually see an output similar to last time, except it'll also include word, length 1, length 2, and so on. Okay, we should be able to see it. No, words.txt should be within quotes. It's a string. It's a string, constant string. Okay, yeah, now if you run it, increase the size of the console and run it, and you can actually see.
Don't you need the vector?
Yeah. You'll have to provide the vector.
What is it? Sorry.
You need them. There's no vector to. There's a
Oh,
vector
there is no.
parameter.
I'm so sorry. Yes. Okay. All right. So in main, yeah, go to line 58. Is 56 and hit enter. Yeah. Say vector. Yeah, vector. Open. Yeah, angle bracket. Vector. Open angle bracket. String. Close. Space. And then word vex. Okay, you call it anything you want, but we're just maintaining consistency in the name. Yeah, word vex. Yeah, semicolon. Enter. And then the second parameter to read words from file should be word vex. The second parameter should be word vex. No, is that a comma or a semicolon? I can't see. Yeah, it's a comma. Thank you. Yeah, put a space after the comma. I think it'll make it easier to read. Okay. All right, now you should be able to run it. By the way, have you shared the URL for this thing, Varsha, so that other people can?
No one.
Yeah, just share it just in case, okay? And also you should post it at the end, both you and Mir, you should post, this is the version of the code we were working on in class in the forum. You can put it there. And also just not a blind link saying, oh, link like that. No, you say this is what it does and so on. You should have at least a 1-paragraph summary of what it does and so on. Okay. Right now, increase the size of the console so we can actually see if it works. Great, it actually worked. It read 26 one-letter words. Big surprise, because 26 letters of the alphabet. Okay, which is also good validation for us because we know it's all English and alphabetic, not even alphanumeric, which is kind of cool. Okay, so it read all these things and it just printed, and it read one 18-letter word. Okay, all right. Great, fantastic. Okay, now let's go into our code and then we'll comment out the the diagnostic part saying read, and so on. Okay, so comment out line 45 to 49 and 50, right? We don't need this. That's just to test things out. Yeah, comment out. Okay, all right. Now, all right. So now it's filled in. Now, go to your main. Okay, and let's do our usual thing. All right, on line 56, hit enter. Line 56, hit enter. Okay, and say srand, open parentheses, and then another open parentheses, time, null pointer, and all that stuff, right? No, you got to say unsigned there. Sorry, unsigned inside the, yeah, there you got to say unsigned. Right, open and then close. No, unsigned, close, unsigned. Yeah, and then no parentheses for time, right? Yeah, space before the time, right? Yeah, and then the time takes a parameter, null pointer, nullptr. Okay, and then put a semicolon at the very end, right? That is seeding the random number generator. Okay, here's what we're going to do, right? I'll put the comments there and you are going to do stuff that, okay, they're there. Okay, so no, just put a blank line there, put a blank line there. Yeah, blank line. Okay, all right, now go to line 62. Go to line 62. And we're going to put some comments here because I'm thinking I'll leave it to you guys. What time is it now? It's 7:40. It's only 10 minutes. But we will pick it up next class, but I'm hoping that someone will actually take that to the next level. Okay, and do what we say in comments. in the code that you share in the forums, because then on Thursday we can pick that up and talk, develop that more. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Well, another blank line there, another blank line. Okay, let's start a comment. At this stage, word vex contains words of different lengths. Okay, now what we're going to do is prepare the game screen like we did in the previous games using, ANSI codes, clearing screen and so on. Okay, prepare the game screen like in the previous games using ANSI codes. Clearing the screen and all. Okay, all right, next line. No, ANSI, 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 ANSI space codes. Okay, like in the previous games, enter. Okay, call time. No, using time. Oh, no, wait a sec before saying that. Yeah. Oh, select a random word according to level. Okay, select a random word from word vex according to select a random word from word vex according to level. Okay, level on the next line. And next line we say level 0. Oh no, level 1. Yeah, level 1 means level 1 means 4-letter and 3-letter words. 3-letter words. Okay, level 2 means 4-letter words. Okay, and then dot, and then you go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then level 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Level 5, and yeah, dot. Level 5 is the last level with, and take that to the next line. Actually, it's much better. Level 5 is the last level with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-letter words. With 7-letter words. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right. So it'll select a, and then you're also going to say, after vector string word vex, you can say level equals 1. Okay, starting level. Okay, level equals 1. Yeah. On the next line, you can say int level equals 1. On the next level, on the next line, you can say size t level equals 1. Size t level equals 1. Okay, size. No, not comment. Size t space level equals 1. Okay, level equals 1. So, and you can put a comment on that line saying starting level is 1. Okay, starting level is 1 equals 4-letter words. Starting level 1 equals 3-letter words. Okay, all right. Now, go and go to the comment again on line 69. Go to the line comment on 69 and hit enter. Okay, call a function to get a jumbled version of the letters. Right? Basically shuffled, right? It has to be shuffled. Or you can say just shuffled version. Okay, now instead of jumbled, you can say shuffled. Okay, all right. Now on the next line, you're going to say measure the current time. Okay, or record the current time. Record the current time in seconds. Record the current time in seconds. Yeah, on the next line, you're going to say, print the jumbled words and ask the user to guess the unjumbled version. The original version, okay? User to guess the original version. Okay. All right, on the next line, you can say, yeah, guess the original version. On the next line, you can say, also saying, the longer they wait, the more, no, the sooner they answer, the more points they can get, right? The sooner they answer, the more points they can get. Okay, on the next line, you're going to say, all right, use get line to capture the user's input. Use get line to capture the user's input. On the next line, you're going to say, compare the input to the original word. Yeah. Okay, on the next line. Word, not words. Original word. Because you picked a random word, yeah? Okay. Next line, you're going to say, if it does not match, yeah, it doesn't match, yeah. All right, doesn't match. Okay, say so and end the game. Okay, say so and end the game. Say so and end the game. Okay, on the next line, record the time. Actually, you know what? Use getLine to get the user's input. Put the comment above 75. It should go after 74. Yeah, it should go after 74. Yeah, capture the user's input, right? Record the current time again. Okay, record the current time again and compute how long the guess took. Okay, how long the guess took. You know how to do that? Because you got the time now, you got the time then, you subtract the two, you know how long the user took. Okay, in seconds. Yeah, okay. All right, compare the input to the original word. If it doesn't, say so and just end the game. If it does, all right, yeah. If it does, the score for this level is given by what is that equation on the next line? On the next line, you can say, what was the equation that we tried to use? X something. No, right to the top. Yeah, there you go. 20 times exponent e to the negative. Yeah, something like that. Okay, just put it there. Yeah. Okay, 20 times e to the, and I think you should also try and do what Sophia did, or someone did, I think, because having too many decimal digits doesn't look so easy to read. I don't know, was it Asmita, you did it?
Yeah, I think that was me.
Yeah. So I like that very much. So you should try that too. Instead of saying, oh, you got 2.75673 scores, right? Points, you can say 2.7 points is much better, right? So you can add those, right? So if it does, the score for this level is given by, yeah, e to the negative 0.1 t. I think that gives it. Okay, you can fine tune the equation if you want on decimals. Okay, now, yeah, if it, all right, on the next line, you're going to say, show the current round score, increase level, and go to the next level. Okay. And maybe you can do sleeps to make sure people have enough time to read what's on screen before you change it to the next word and all those things. Okay. Now I'm just giving you the comments because it is end of class. Although I would really love to finish it off here. But there's only that's all we have to do. But in the course of doing that, we will get a chance to talk about different kinds of parameter passing and what all all the things that happen in the back end when a function is called. Okay, all the mechanics of it. So we'll talk about that next class. But that shouldn't stop anyone from actually taking it on themselves and having it go. Now, even if you publish a version of this game incorporating all of these steps implemented by you, right? Byron or Tristan and all these other people did, that's fine, because we are still going to open that file and go over all of the detail, okay, on Thursday. And if anything that's not complete, not working, we'll fix it and complete it and so on and so forth. But by the middle of next class, we should have done this, right? And we'll also have a couple of chances to play this game, and it'll work nicely. Okay, so that's basically all. This is basically just setting the stage for talking more in depth about functions. We've basically introduced two different ways of calling functions, calling by copy and calling by reference. And we have examples of these two here. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to talk deeply about either of those things, but next class we will have a chance. Okay, so hey, Varsha, can you click the orange button? You already shared it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So hopefully, and you also share it on Reddit, because we're going to pick it up on Thursday. Mir and Varsha, both of you, thank you so much for coding today. That basically completes everyone, right? So was there someone else who said they didn't get a chance to code? Was there someone else? No, right? Everybody had a chance to code so far. That's fantastic. All right, so next class we'll start from scratch again, and everybody will get another chance to code. And hopefully everybody will get many chances to code, right? Because we're not even in the middle of the quarter, and already everybody's got a chance to code. Everybody who attends class anyway. So hey, Andre, you got a chance to code too, right? Like two lectures ago, I think you coded. Okay, all right, great. I'm very happy. All right, you guys are just regulars. You turn up every class, but there are people that are not regulars. Okay, they're missing every class. I should pass the message along. Okay, actually, where's Mohammed? Because he didn't know that he had to come, but after we told him, he's been coming to every class. Oh, there you are. Okay, all right. So everybody should try and make it to all classes, because this is where most of the fun happens in the class. Mir, thank you so much. All right, for and picking up and getting into the C++ swing of things. Okay, it takes a little while, but it's actually totally worth it, right? Especially if you've been doing other languages. Getting into C++ nice and proper is a really solid background for computer science, because it actually teaches you what happens inside the computer in many ways. The other languages, you don't pause to think about these things, especially Python and so on. You're thinking more about the framework and what it's going to do for you, and all right, it's going to take these matrices and multiply and so on and so forth, right? But in C++, you're going to do the same thing, but at the same time, you're thinking about, all right, when it's doing the multiplication, is it doing the best possible thing? Okay, and then that is where the real beauty of computer science is, to make sure that, because if you are efficiency and resource conscious in the small, you'll automatically be efficiency and resource conscious in the big too, right? You can't take a lousy program that runs very inefficiently on my computer and say, well, I got infinite resources in the cloud, I'm going to let it loose there, it'll be faster. You're just going to be majorly inefficient in the cloud, minorly inefficient in the computer. So it is good to be efficient in small first and then scale out, rather than saying, I got a whole lot now, I got to be efficient in everything. It's very hard. So, that is why I absolutely love this particular, track, because it lets you go all the way to the machine level, almost to the level of electrons. And we're talking there, we're trying to say, let's not even lose 1 joule of energy, all right? And make sure that we get everything, as the current flows in C++, okay? And all the way up to algorithms and really complex and beautiful things that happen on the screen, right? And all done in real time, only made possible because you're not wasting things. Because many times people say, I'll never be able to see that kind of animation or this or that or this, right? Computer's not juice, doesn't have enough juice. It's just because, they're doing things inefficiently. If you actually, obviously there are limits, but many times I've seen people say, complain about the hardware when it's really the fault of the algorithm. Because quadratic algorithm is not going to run fast because it's in the cloud or a bigger computer, but there is a way to make things faster, and sometimes just a stroke of genius like that, it just comes when you're on a bike or something like that. And they don't, it's not a question of intelligence or any special ability to be able to see these things. It's just, question of time and just thinking about it in the back of your head. Because when you're not thinking about it consciously, you get the idea, bam, like that. I can say, wow, it works. Okay. And so it does not seem to be a function of innate ability in any way, other than the fact that you are naturally curious about it and you're just thinking about it all the time anyway, right? When you're walking, you don't have anything else to do. I think, all right, so that was interesting. Let me see if there's a better way. Okay. And you don't get it and you move on. And then you think about it again. And all of a sudden it just comes to you, right? And so that's all it takes. And many of the most beautiful algorithms you'll see out there are algorithms just people just come across by chance, and not pure chance, just because they've been thinking about it and just been naturally curious about it. Like the benzene structure was discovered. The story is that they saw, the guy saw the snake biting its own tail, and cyclic hydrocarbons were born. This is a story to fit the fact afterwards. But it is a testament, I think, to the fact that if you're thinking about something, is naturally curious, it's biting you, right? This is appear in all kinds of places, like a dream. You're walking, you're talking. You're going to tie things to this somehow, and get other people, also curious about it. All of these things are signs that your brain is actually interested in the solution. Because if you want to try and get other people interested in it, you want to see if, all right, let's try and get more cycles to solve this problem that is really interesting. That means you're also trying to think about it. That means that when you're walking or in the shower or, or you're biking or something like that, you have much more chances that you'll actually hit upon the solution just like that in a flash, like it came to you out of nowhere. Okay. So hopefully these classes that you attend give you lots and lots of opportunities to be jazzed up by giving you these little things to do, so that you will take these and using the skills that you've already got in the previous classes, like colors and placement and controlling stuff on the screen, you'll tie them all together and come up with games, a new family of games, right? Because all of the AR and high graphic stuff, those are the cup of tea these days. But you create a whole new family of games, saying, well, you know what? No fancy graphics. We're just doing ASCII positioning on a raw terminal, and look at these incredible games. Okay, this is going viral. Because people think, finally agree that it's not the graphics, but it is the content that matters. So that is why, anime can be equally moving, like Spirited Away or something like that, right? Than some other thing, where, actors put in a great deal of their heart into the movie, right? It's the storyline that matters, that grabs people in the end. So it's not the graphics or other fancy things in the computer or things that, click or make things go viral, but it is the juice behind it, which could come in just ASCII interfaces, question answer sessions and things like that. Okay. So, take it as a challenge and say, well, this is territory that's actually a market segment, maybe, that is not being used by anybody else. Okay. Everybody is focusing on the high-end hardware, high-end, fancy graphics things. No, I'm going to come up with some 15 ideas for incredible ASCII games and release a package on the Linux network or something like that, with these games that are really cool, but you don't need anything to run. You can just run it on your phone even, right? Online GDB. So these are really cool ideas for you to just get jazzed up about, okay? Because as students, this is what I would have loved, it's ideas just being thrown to us, so that, you can noodle upon them and then use it to make a splash, right? And say, well, you know what, I decided to do it. Maybe 10 people did that and posted on LinkedIn saying, hey, 10 different packages, 10 different games, all right? All these really cool things can happen, right? So best of luck to all of you guys. Was this class useful? Did you get something useful to, something to work on until next class when we talk about the more, detailed aspects of these games? Was this useful, this class useful? Please raise your hand if it was, okay? All right, great, thank you. I'm, guilting you into raising your hand, because if you don't, I'll feel bad. No, that's not like that's not the case, okay? I'll just, do things more interestingly and differently next class, okay? But hopefully on Thursday, we'll actually get a chance to dive more into this code. Varsha, thank you for sharing that URL, okay? So we're going to pick that up on Thursday and go again. Again, we'll open up the stage to anyone who wants to code on Thursday, and then, do another cycle after that, okay? So thank you all so much for sticking around. Nobody's leaving class, even though it's end of, past end of class. So thank you all so much for that, right? I look forward to seeing you all on Thursday, okay? Bye. I'll stick around for a few minutes after it's gone. Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Professor, I had a question.
Yeah, sure, Sumit, go ahead.
What if the
the jumbled word is an anagram of two different words in the list.
Oh, then, bad luck for the user. Okay. All right. Because you're going to say, you got this, but, this was the right one. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Good question.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Enzo, Mohammed, what's up?
One quick question. So I do badminton for sport, and the season starts decently soon. So you know how classes run sometimes a little past. If
Yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah,
running
yeah.
past, should I just if let's say I need to go, I won't always need to, but if I need to go when the class ends, do you want me to say something like, "Hey, I need to go for badminton," or just leave?
That's okay. You can leave.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll understand. But if you want to say this to your classmates before you go, that's fine too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just play it by ear.
No worries.
All right, just want to make sure so I'm not springing it on you when I actually have to.
No worries.
do
Yeah,
it.
it'll be a couple of weeks. It won't be so soon. Couple of weeks. Yeah, it'll be past.
Yeah, it'll be towards the end of this
Yeah.
class when my games actually start. I believe
April? No, yeah, no, end of March.
End of March. Yeah, middle or end of March.
You have plenty of time then.
Yeah. Plus, for some of the games, I think they're home games, so I can just come back before this class even starts. It would only be for away games where I need to take it there, and I'm sort of operating based on their schedule.
Yeah,
So if
don't
we
worry,
need to board the
okay?
bus or something.
Yeah, we'll just work with whatever, constraints you have.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
No worries.
See ya.
See ya. Mohammed.
I was just I was just busy on the program. I forgot to
No
help the
worries.
professor.
No worries. Okay. Yeah. So take a cut at the game and see if you can share something interesting.
I will.
Okay. All right. See you
All right,
Thursday.
see you. Goodbye.
Bye.